He starts it off with a laugh. Hi, I'm Mike Anderson. I'm here to interview some of our great institutions here. Are you an institution?
I should be in one, yes.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Berks County Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is our follow-up interview with a couple of the members of the Pride and Joys and other groups since then. We have with us over in my far left, Kenny Bagenstose, and we have Scott Musselman here in the middle. Two of the people who aren't being interviewed are Randy Posey and Gene Wise. Check out the previous interview, and we're going to continue from there. I've known you for a long time, Kenny, and you gave us some great history on the background of Pride and Joys. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell us, for those who haven't seen it, do you want to give me a little brief history of where you got started and how the band got where they were?
Well, you might know Scott longer than me, actually, because it was my association with Scott in the Pride and Joys. And when we began to dissolve and get a little older, Scott migrated out to Muhlenberg, and he was in a band with you guys called the Men of Soul.
Well, I was like I was only with them for the summer. Some things. And I thought you substituted for...
I did,
yes,
because Scott was going away to school.
So yes, I met him before I met you.
So that's kind of the connection, the early on connection with the Reading and the Muhlenberg, hookup.
But you're a guitar player, a keyboard player, and a bass player at one point.
We didn't have a bass player, so I went out and bought a bass, and I was a bass player.
Oh, so you became a bass player. But you started out as a band, the Pride and Joys, when you were very young.
Yeah, Northwest Junior High. We met Randy, and I knew Randy from Cub Scouts, and the drummer, and went up to his house one day, and he said, "Yeah, come on up, I'll show you my drum kit." And we went up, his drum kit was in his bedroom, and there was a big cover on the bass drum, the Randy and the Royals, and it was sparkly, and it was very cool. Yeah. And so that was kind of the start of it. And we mishmashed around with a couple of people.
Yeah. And
my other friend Gene, who I knew from this big, we used to play in sandboxes together. He had one of those big living room Allen organs. And so that was kind of the start of it. And we actually have a picture of the first time the four of us got together up there in Gene's living room. There's Gene at the Allen organ. There's me with my Harmony Rocket guitar that I bought with my paperboy money. And there's Randy with his drums, and there's Scott with his knot bass.
Yeah, what does he have there?
I don't know, some kind of a guitar. I don't know.
A knot bass.
Yeah, that's not a bass. No, you had a guitar at that point.
Huh.
Okay.
Your first bass was the White Framus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's not it.
Good.
Well, this must have been really early.
It was very early, yeah. Gene wrote on the back here 1966. So that's
early. Yeah.
That's pretty early. Yeah, that's pretty early on.
Yeah, we got started here through the Berks History Center with the Magical History Tour. Yeah, that's what it was called, and you guys decided to get back together for that. The whole story of how you found each other was very interesting. But you're still staying in touch.
Oh yeah.
That was.
Yeah, we get together.
50 years, and next thing you know, we're gonna go on the road.
Yeah. Are you still? I mean, you still get together? Do you still get together to play at all?
Well, we actually haven't since the Magical History Tour, but we will and we should.
We practiced really hard for that.
Oh, man, it was like a year.
It's like once a week for a year. I hadn't touched the bass for 50 years. This is the only guy that was up on things.
Well, Kenny's been going through the ranks. So what groups have you been with since?
Oh my gosh! Well, it was the Pride and Joys, and then there was a couple of iterations of the Pride and Joys. At one point, we added a horn section, and then I met Spiro Spillis in high school and got in his band called Freedom. Yeah, and we had a 4-piece horn section in that band, and we did Chicago Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Yeah, I think I was in a rival band at that time.
Yes, I believe you were. Stone Ground. Yep.
Rival.
We were rivals. We were all buddies. It was pretty cool. Yeah. And then for economic reasons, we ditched the horns and we became Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah, the horns are the first one to get ditched. Either that or the percussionist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, Spiro and I joined the second iteration of Uncle Drew. You were in the first iteration.
Yeah. You replaced me, as I recall.
Well, pretty. I was kind of. Hey, you.
My iota.
I was kind of the utility guy.
Yeah.
Because in the second iteration, Dewey Wall was on guitar, Mike Steffi was on bass, Spiro on drums. Chuck KO.
Mike Widener. Yeah.
Well, Mike Widener was the other keyboard player. He's
Yeah.
passed now. He's one of my best friends ever. And but I was kind of a utility guy because I could play both guitar and keyboard.
Yeah.
So I filled in.
Yeah, 4 of us left at the same time to pursue other careers.
You and Fred and Wayne.
And
Corey.
Yeah.
Well, Corey actually hung on and was our sound man.
That's right.
In the second iteration.
And that's where he went into sound, sound production and computer graphics.
Yep. And he ended up down in Philly in some big station down there.
But you've been playing since then.
Yep. And I taught for many years.
Yeah.
Taught guitar.
How about you? Did you continue with music? I know you had some other careers in between.
Well, not really. I started on piano. My parents made me do piano lessons. I must have been 7 or 8. And I took that for years and years. And once I went away to school, I was a high school teacher and did a lot of coaching. And, just having a background in music is kind of cool when you grow up.
Yeah.
You understand things that go on. And, I know in our high school they went through a lot of cut music this and cut music that. And luckily it never was.
It's still going on.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I really didn't. In fact, I had a big old custom amplifier with a K.
Oh, yeah.
The first year they ever made them because they didn't have the like silver metal baffles on them. And I ended up giving it to the high school just because it was big.
Oh, yeah.
2 15 inches.
What the rival was, that was plush. It came out.
Oh, yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Well, they had the plush cabinets, but there was a brand called Plush.
Yes,
too.
there was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the custom was Naugahyde.
Oh, was it?
That was Nauga. I actually had a Nauga doll.
I think Barry Ellis, his keyboard was covered with purple Naugahyde.
Probably.
Yeah, he glued it on with contact cement. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
No, so, and then I said, Randy looked me up, and next thing
He stalked you, let's
and-
be honest.
Yeah,
He stalked you.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Well, I just found a note on my door one day when I come home, and I'm trying to figure out who it was from, and finally, I guess I did, and the rest is history. We've been together a lot since then.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're retired, Kenny, but music was not your business. I mean, not your paid gig throughout the years.
Oh, no.
And how did music? How did that relate to what you did?
That made me hate my day gig.
I knew I'd get a straight answer. No, I mean it's all right.
No, I'm kidding about that.
No, you're not kidding.
I had a fairly rewarding career in
Yeah.
accounting, manufacturing accounting, a couple of different companies for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
And was
was music an outlet for you, or
Yes.
or something that supported the kind of things you did? I mean, that's a stretch as far as.
Well, yeah. When Uncle Drew broke up, I got in another band with Mike and Corey and Danny Glass from down Lancaster Way, and we had a little bit of a short run there. And then one by one we said, we can't make this work. And I had 2 little kids at home, and so I basically dropped out of the music scene for 10 years. But Mike was always coming over to my house, and we took all our instruments and we put them down in the basement. And we set up a little
Mike Widener.
Yeah, Mike Widener. Yep. And we set up a little bit of a recording studio down there. We had a whole lot of fun.
Didn't you do something for me to come on to my house?
Yes. Well, for your advertising thing, you said.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I did a couple of advertising.
Radio
things.
Days was in that.
Well, that's after my 10-year hiatus. My phone rang one day, and the guys from Radio Days, Dean Palafero and Mike Karowski, they called me up and they said, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to get in a wedding band?" I was like, "Wedding band? Are you kidding me?"
So the money was to be made.
Exactly. Well, I was in the tuxedo band for 24 years. After that, that was. we got around pretty good. Met a lot of country club people, and did a lot of corporate dances and New Year's Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
Played at the Sheraton, every month for the Friday and Saturday night.
Well, I mean, there was rock and you were playing rock and roll basically, but you had to expand to other types of music.
It was
like dollar dances and things.
Dollar
like that.
dances, disco. When disco came out, I was like, ew, you've ruined music forever. And then I ended up playing it for 24 years and making a lot of money at it. So.
Yeah. Right. Well.
We thought it was a lot of money when we got $25.
That is true.
That was $5 a piece.
That is true,
and
man.
$5 to blow.
Yeah. Well, and you said that music helped you in your career too. It gave you a different aspect of how to organize things or how to work with other people.
I don't know. You just know things that a lot of people don't know, or you hear somebody or a recording, and it's just, I don't know. It just worked. I mean, I didn't play music, but I still listened to it for my whole life, and Of course, we used to put vinyl on and things like that nowadays.
And it's coming back as well.
Yeah, big year for vinyl.
Yeah.
We used to have to put the quarter on the to
the
make
grooves
it
a
burn
little
through
deeper.
the skips.
Yeah. Yeah. So, talk about places to play. The places, there was a lot of places to play back in those days, as they say. A lot of the pool parties and the high schools,
churches,
frat parties.
Oh man!
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we were like the youngest frat party band. We
could sound it all right.
Could sound it all.
We were cheap and
we were cheap, and we played Motown, and
oh man,
we didn't soak up a lot of their beer profits because we were too young.
You were never allowed upstairs.
No, I don't think.
I remember those. So now, with the whole thing that Berks History Center did, the Magical History Tour thing, you got also involved with some other musicians that you did in the past too. It became like a big, what do you call it, a reunion?
Oh,
of
sure,
some sorts. And,
absolutely. Yeah, the Magical History Tour was like one of the greatest things I think that's happened around here in the music area over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
We had an Uncle Drew reunion.
A couple of them. Yeah.
Well, we
a couple
paid gigs after that.
But real
the first one out. No, actually, I was in the second one. I'm always in the second one. Why am I always in the second one? Never on the first call. I hate that. But we had a good time playing up at the Evergreen.
Yeah.
We did that set up there.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure about that. I was like the last one on board.
When we first reconnected, the four of us, and we'd come over to my house, we'd like just get together for a picnic, wives would come and whatever, and I'd start fooling around with the guitar, and Gene would go over and start fooling around on the piano or the keyboard or whatever, and Scott would sit at the bar and just kind of watch us, and Gene kept saying, "Well, what are we doing this for? We should, and Gene's very pragmatic. What are we doing this for? We should get in that Magical History Tour. We've been in this from the beginning." And so it, yeah. He was a rah-rah guy,
I get it. Yeah.
So finally, we all the four of us got on board, and we worked up a set list. We burned it down a couple times, to get the right.
Did you do your recording, your single that you did?
We did not.
Yeah,
we did not.
And you do have a single here that you can.
We haven't brought.
We haven't brought.
We haven't brought
with your parents'.
There it is.
Take it out. It's a real record.
It's a real record. Yeah,
it has a big hole there.
Record. There were 5 of these. This is the last remaining copy.
Oh my God! Don't drop it.
It's a vinyl, or I'm sorry, it's an aluminum disc with a vinyl press.
CJ Recording, Clip Uranus.
Yeah. And we recorded it. Actually, we recorded about a block from here, in some guy's basement that was a friend of mine's friend.
Oh,
friend
wow.
of a friend. Networking always.
Yeah. So what are the songs?
Well, Scott wrote a song about a girl that he pined for.
Pined?
Cindy.
Can we say that? Pined?
Pined. Oh,
Okay.
pined?
I don't know if it was pine. I just got burned.
Hey, okay.
So
Well, I was in-
moving right along.
Well, I was in, I admit it, I was in 7th grade,
I'll admit it.
and probably one of my first real girlfriends, but it didn't last long because she dumped me pretty quick. And we were at
musicians.
we were at a dance at Northwest, and I don't know. I was probably messing around with you instead of talking with her. I don't know.
That's my fault.
Next day, I just got dumped fast and hard, and I don't know why, but I wrote this song.
Well,
He
you know.
filled in the music, and I remember we had a talent show at Northwest coming up, and we played this song in the talent show, and the whole thing was kind of cool because we wrote a song, we recorded a song, and in your 7th grade, that was kind of neat.
7th grade, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So the credits on the record are Scott Musselman and Kay Bagenstose. So.
Yeah, hey. So it's just one side.
Oh no! We did a cover.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I think this is
What
some
do you
kind of cheap
expect here?
production.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
We did
Oh,
We
look
did
at
a
that.
cover of the Young Rascals.
Oh, Love is a Beautiful Thing.
Love is a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, Rascals, yeah.
What you
I love
know
that- love that
about
group.
love. That song.
We're not gonna do that.
We did.
are we?
No, we're not gonna sing. No singing.
So what else do you have to tell us? I mean, you're back here as on an encore appearance.
Yeah,
And,
well, we're-
you said you have plenty to tell us.
I did.
Well,
did?
somebody did.
Well, we just kind of wanted to add that. When we went home after the last one, everything went so nice, and all of a sudden we go, we never
never
mentioned
talked about the
our
record.
record, and that
No,
was
that's
a big
nice.
deal for us back then.
Yeah.
I know when we were doing the magical history thing, there was a lot of discussion about whether we were doing that
Whether
or
we
not.
should do that song or not.
And
Yeah.
I just
Especially from your old girlfriend. She was asking about that.
No, she
No,
won't.
in fact, I said that was why I didn't want to do it. I
Oh,
don't know
just
if
in case
was
she showed
being-
up.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
your brother was there.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
true.
I
That's
didn't-
true. Randy was there. Yeah.
I didn't know if she wanted to be associated with any of this
Yeah,
stuff
we didn't
at
have any
this age,
security
so
officers.
Yeah, and
So
there was
I've-
all that legal
I've
stuff.
left that last name unsaid.
Well, you said you were kind of overwhelmed by the response you had at that venue.
It was very gratifying, I gotta say.
Yeah, it
I
was
gotta
fun.
say.
I mean, I was there. I
Yeah.
appreciated the.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Well,
tried to. Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, I was last on board, like he mentioned a moment ago, and once this thing got going, I'm still not sure I'm going. And these guys kept saying, "This is going to work. The people will be, oh man, they're going to boo and they're going to."
No.
And then it's as soon
By
as
that
it
time, people were
started.
drinking, so you know.
It was still pretty early
It
in the
was
day there. And I
Just
think
kidding.
being on the small stage helped because our fans were all pretty old. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's good we
Get
played
their
early.
wheelchairs in
It's
there.
good you
so
played early.
they could all sit there and they didn't have like a whole dance floor. But yeah, that was one of the coolest things that happened to me since I
that's
retired.
great.
Just the whole process, getting back with these guys, practicing with these guys, and I tell you what, I live in York, and it was a high between that concert and driving home that night.
Very nice.
No stimulus. It was just
Yeah.
anyway. It was so cool.
I've heard that from a lot of the people who participated in it. They were just overwhelmed by the goodwill.
Overwhelmed is a good word.
Yeah, I
was
mean,
overwhelmed by
the
that.
goodwill and the fact that you get to meet and talk to other people, who you haven't seen in years and find
Right.
out where they went, and you wind up playing with them again
Yeah.
a couple of months down the line.
But we found out that when we were on the bill, a lot of our junior high school and high school friends showed up to the thing, and I saw people that I
Yeah,
hadn't seen
yeah.
in 30 years.
Yeah.
And I brought a little crew along some from Lancaster, from New York, and when it was over, they were like just mobbing me. It was like,
We didn't know.
they really thought we were going to probably suck, and they were there like to pick me up when it was over. It's like, my gosh, you guys were really good.
You didn't
Well, you
suck
know
as
what,
well
part-
as you thought you would.
Part of our aim for this was to keep the music that we did, the song list. What we do, 8 or 10 songs?
We did at least
Half an hour's worth, and but we tried to keep it period specific.
Yeah.
We did Light My Fire. We did Spooky. What else did we do? I can't remember what did we start with? Oh, well, we
Stand
started
By Me.
Stand By Me.
You did the first one with us.
Oh, yeah, what are we singing?
Going
Going
to
to a
the
Go,
Go-Go.
go, go. Yeah, we had additional harmonies.
Almost every song we did
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's nice, yeah.
So we wanted to keep it period specific so that, you know, people could relate. And when at practice, I said, you know, we should end with Louie Louie. And they're like, Louie, look, what, are you nuts?
Oh,
You know,
it's a party song. Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. The crowd sang along,
Yeah.
and you know, it was
Yeah.
that really.
Yeah, I'm surprised other bands didn't pick up on some of the nostalgia.
That song
From that
worked.
song.
I told you.
You got to listen to Kenny. He
I
knows.
know. Well, all of them.
Well, any other thing you'd like to add? I'm sure you've had stories from many gigs.
Oh,
that
many
you
we
worked
can't
with.
tell.
And, oh boy! Well, at that gig you were talking about, didn't we sing the national anthem
Yes.
with our
Yes.
vocal group that
Yep.
we had together?
The
That was-
ABCs.
Yeah. I'd never sang the national anthem in front of people before, other than a ball game, not out in the field. But,
Yeah, yeah.
but we did a nice job with that. We had a good time. But it was nice to see you guys come in and, you know.
We certainly took it
Just have fun.
serious.
That is a fact.
Well, you took
That
it
is a fact.
seriously in preparing for it, but when you're on stage, you don't take it seriously. You just smile and you go for it. And
I
whatever
told these
happens.
guys, I said, this half an hour is going to go so fast,
Oh, yeah.
you won't believe it. You know, it was like that back in the day, but you forget.
Yeah.
And you get nervous, and oh my God, I know all the chords, and
Were you nervous that day?
I'm always nervous. I'm nervous
No,
before
but
every.
you play all the time. You play
I'm still
duos.
nervous every
You're out
time.
there on Penn Street playing with Maria singing. And, you're doing, and you don't look nervous now.
Well,
You look a little nervous now.
I am a little nervous. Now.
It's because it's because I'm asking the questions.
No.
Well, this is so good to have you back, and sharing all these other things. We have another photo of the group, the compilation of the group. Of
Yeah, these are some still shots from the Magical History Tour that Scott had put together and mashed up in a.
There's Gene on the.
Yep. There's Gene. If we can see him upside down. Yeah.
And Randy.
There's me, and there's Randy, and there's Scott, and
Yeah.
there's the four of us.
And there's the graphic that was designed by.
Yeah,
Studios.
Gene mocked it up and put the pride and joys in there. So
No.
that was
Uh-oh, see,
Photoshop.
they just did their work. Well,
So-
Did you put this together?
yeah, he did. Always the graphic designers always get that.
August 18, 2018. That was
All right.
that was our goal.
Well, we're recording this in 2020 in case some of you are watching on an ancient thing in the future, and we're so glad to have you guys back. Maybe we're back for the third installment. We can think of some more fun things to say.
Okay.
So thank you again.
All right.
Thank you.
Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coronavirus.
Take care.
Thank you.